Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. It is December 12th. So, today is a full moon, and it's an interesting one. It is a powerful one. But most importantly, this is a full moon. It is the last one of this year, and it is the last one of this decade. So, it feels just energetically as if this is a time to put to rest things from the past, correct mistakes from the past, and, move forward into a slightly different energy as we enter 2020. So, in keeping with that, it's been a very interesting day so far. I'm going to start with information specifically for my Canadian viewers. I don't know, like an hour ago, Andrew Scheer has announced that he is stepping down and resigning as leader of the Conservative Party, the federal Conservative Party, right? So he would be, in opposition to Trudeau. He's resigning. Now they're saying it's because there were, disappointing election results, and that could be true. Now, is it possible that part of the reason for the disappointing election results was because, he thought abortion should be revisited, and he really didn't like gay marriages and had really no intentions of supporting any kind of gay initiatives or, keeping things fair and equal. He had a dual citizenship, but honestly, he just didn't really think that was important enough to chat about. So there is all that. And so, he's resigning. Now, that's what they're saying, be a poor election results. He's also pulled out the old chestnut of, I'm just going to spend more time with my family. He's in his mid-40s. Come on, people. This is not the time when you spend more time with your family. But it has come to light that, so let me try and explain quickly. There's such a thing for leaders of parties called the discretionary fund. So what that means is, in his case, he comes from Regina. So let's say, I don't know, his kid was in ballet lessons in Regina, okay? And she wants to continue taking them in Ottawa. So what the fund does is it provides sort of a financial equalization, right? It says, okay, well, you would have paid this much money in Regina, you're paying this much more because you're in Ottawa. So you use this fund to help defray the extra costs because you now have to be, your home is now in Ottawa. Well, apparently what he did was he used those funds to pay for his children's private schooling. And technically, it's not illegal what he did. He just neglected to sort of report it and let people know about it. So he's in a bit of trouble. So, honestly, Canada, we dodged a bullet with him. We really, really, really did. So let's all just take a moment and say thank you to the energies that be that allowed that to happen. Secondly, apparently so far this morning, Trump has tweeted before 9 o'clock this morning, I guess Washington time, he had tweeted over 70 times. Talk about being a little bit deranged and a little bit unhinged. I mean, honestly, it was only a couple weeks ago that there was a big to-do because he had tweeted something like 100 or 120 times over the course of a weekend. Like, my God, this was like, what? I mean, even if you got up at 5 o'clock in the morning in 4 hours. But one of the things that he was angrily, furiously tweeting about was the fact that Greta Thunberg, I hope I've said that kind of right, was placed as the Times elected, nominated, whatever, awarded the Times Person of the Year. And so she is on the Times cover. And of course, Trump is furious because, he really believes that Time cover should always be about him. And he basically, it was really appalling, the tweet. He told her that, he made a statement, something about the fact that she required anger management therapy because she had a lot of anger issues. And Hello, talk about projecting. Yeah, so it's been quite the December 12th so far. In my world, it is just after 11 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, interesting. Oh, and the final thing I want to clear up, and I thank you very, very much. Um, I was corrected and told that, in fact, Lindsey Graham is running for re-election. And that is brilliant, brilliant news. I'm so glad I was wrong because even though he is from South Carolina and, a pretty stronghold of the Democratic Party, frankly, I have some amazing viewers who are not Republicans who reside in South Carolina. Anyways, there's somebody named for the Democrats named Jamie Harrison, and I gather he is doing really, really, really well. He is out raising. He's doing a terrific job, and it looks like he can actually pose a serious threat to to Lindsey Graham. And that is spectacularly good news. And so one day next week, I think I'm actually going to do a bit more of a deep dive on Lindsey and just take a look at his actual re-election chances, or else I could just show you this and say that probably explains it all. Yeah, tower. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. Okay. So let's focus. I've yacked for a while now, but I wanted to get those sort of 3 points out. So, and you know what? This is the thing, people. It is so stressful. Even I, who feel sort of an obligation to stay on top of this stuff, cannot stomach watching those debates that are going on now. They are just beyond ridiculous. Although I have heard that Lindsey Graham got some rather significant pushback for his behavior yesterday in the Senate. So that nonsense, that tirade, that whatever that was, he's actually received pushback from his own party about that. And so that's kind of good news. And this, of course, is this debate is happening in the House. Under the the Judiciary Committee. But I can't watch it. I have to tell you, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go Christmas shopping, and I, too, am going to listen to Christmas music because, hold on. Okay, well, if nothing else, Ellie the cat is really, really consistent about wanting to eat the Christmas centerpiece every time I start a video. Little monkey. Okay, so, I have no idea what I was saying. All right. So, you know what? I don't blame you. Take those breaks. You may even see over the next, several days that my videos are maybe coming out once every 2 days. And part of that, honestly, is the gear up to Christmas. And part of it is that you can only take so much. And the reality is that you need to stay strong and focused and energized. So when the important things are happening, like the vote, and, like the hearings, that you are not so depleted from the crazy that you can't stay focused and don't tune in and lose interest. So I thought what I would do today, since I've rambled for quite a while now, I thought what I would do today is just ask Spirit what it is that Spirit would like us to know. I have to deal with the cat. Hang on. There are ways to be full of Christmas spirit besides eating the ornaments. Okay, so I want to focus in and just ask Spirit exactly what it is we should know, what it is we should keep in mind, what will help us get through this incredibly sort of difficult time. It is especially hard for the citizens of the United States. But in some ways, honestly, it's really a tough time globally. Brexit is going on today, so that vote is going on today. I don't feel any different than I felt before. I think Boris Johnson is going to lose, but with a very narrow, it's going to be a very close race. So we'll see, I guess, tomorrow if that's accurate. All right, so Spirit, come on down. I have a question. Spirit, what can you tell us? What will help us find a sense of peace during this very toxic time, how do we find that sense of peace during this incredibly toxic time? So, advice from spirit, advice from spirit, advice from spirit. Okay, so we're starting off with a really, really lovely message. And the message boils down to this. You guys right now, not only in the United States, but in many ways, kind of globally, are dealing with tower moments where things that were built on unsturdy structure, things that have been a lie, things that are, corrupt, things that are against the way of light, okay? Things that move away from helping people and caring about your brother and sister, anything that sits in those kinds of energies. So, the selfishness and the corruption, and it doesn't matter who I hurt because I need to win. Those kinds of situations are really, really coming to, they're falling down. They're having their tower moments, whether it is Brexit, whether it is Andrew Scheer being, forced, to resign, whether it is the impeachment of Donald Trump. These structures are being broken down. And when that happens, it is very stressful. I mean, you just don't feel like you're ever going to get out of the turbulence and the crazy. But you're being reminded that, in fact, you are. This is your wish. This was what you wanted. You wanted a higher vibrational earth. You wanted a place and a planet where people cared about each other more than themselves, when people cared more about keeping the earth healthy than, their own personal needs. I need to stay very, very cool in the dead of summer. I have to be toasty, toasty, toasty warm in the dead of winter. I have to drive my car by myself everywhere I go, whatever, the deal is, right? So part of it is you wanted this. You now have to understand that in order to build something that is strong, you have to tear down what is old. If your house was storm damaged by a hurricane or a tornado, and the roof came in and the whole interior was saturated, where the roof fell in, it was your kitchen and your dining room, and it's just a disaster. You don't bring somebody in with a fan to suck out the moisture. You tear it down and you start over again, and that's kind of exactly what's going on, especially in the United States, but trust me, it's happening in other countries as well. So keep in mind that this is the process by which change happens. Change is not kind of wished into effect. It is worked for. It is sacrificed for. It is a focus and a desire to make happen. And that is exactly the process that is going on right now. So while it is incredibly easy to lose heart and become depressed and upset and angry and appalled and all of those emotions, and every one of them is actually accurate and fair, they are asking you to remember that even in this card, the Five of Cups, while you're profoundly disappointed, I think, with how long it's taking, and in fact, more than that, ashamed and disappointed by the degree to which people are corrupt, the degree to which people are selfish, the degree to which people will absolutely hurt and destroy other people because they want what they want. But amid that disappointment, turn around and understand, look, there are still two cups standing. This figure is going to turn around and walk with the good emotions onto a new path, okay? So there's going to come a time of balance. There's going to come a time when things do not seem so muddy and mysterious and you can't figure it all out. It's all going to come together under the flagship of the Ace of Swords. So your truth card, the law card, the card that brings justice. It's going to happen. It's going to come together. We get it is incredibly frustrating. There is so much muddy water going on. There are so many different conversations and takes on ideas. You know, the Democrats say it's purple. The Republicans say it's green. What is damaged will be broken down so that it can be reborn again. And you have the faith, you have the trust, and frankly, you have the laws or the ability to amend the laws to make it work to the advantage of the people. And whether those people are Canadians or Britons, I don't even know if I've said that right. I apologize to anybody in the UK if I got that wrong. And whether you are Americans, there is a movement towards just taking the earth literally to a higher, more compassionate vibration. And the higher the vibration, of course, is the closer to spirit or the divine you are able to be. And so it's always an evolution, right? It's always this continual, being better, doing better. So understand this is a process, right? I mean, over time, when you look at history, you see that very few things happen in a finger snap. Even things that are really blatantly obvious that they should, they take time. And that is the growing pain, and that is the process that you are going through. And you know what? I want you to keep this in mind. That the timing of this is really fortunate because all of this craziness is going on during a really intense holiday season. So we can be distracted. We can be reminded of what is important. And what is important is however we choose to celebrate, how and whoever we choose to love, who and whatever constitutes our family, our friends, our support systems. It's a time to pull back and just reflect. And in some ways, this is the perfect time to pull back because as long as this nonsense is going on in Washington, it's kind of a really okay time to just step away a little bit and focus on things that are a little bit more uplifting and frankly, a little bit more in keeping with the holiday season. And frankly, because what's going on is so ridiculous, you're not really missing anything. And you people, my viewers, my amazingly wonderful viewers, are conscientious enough that you're paying attention to the headlines. And so you're still staying informed. What you're doing, though, is allowing your blood pressure to level out. You are allowing a sense of calm to come into your life. And that is vital because the more in this whirlwind that we get caught up, in some ways, the less clearly even we see because we get so frustrated and so angry by the behavior that is being displayed, levels to which we have never seen in professional politics and in a democracy. It's important sometimes to just really, really, really step back. And Spirit wants you to know that with the illumination, there's going to be cause for celebration. And those people who have not been acting in the highest interests of the globe, their people, their constituents, their countries, are going to find that really they are pushed back. I know it doesn't feel like it, but trust me, there is victory coming, and it's going to be really, really amazing. And so, you know what? Take a break. Get away from the stress. Stop listening to stuff that just is appalling and you can't even absorb it anymore. You know, find that balance in your life again, because you know what? This is a great, great time of year to rediscover that balance. And I say that knowing that I'm kind of basically telling you, you know, it's okay. Don't watch the news. Quit listening to the YouTube channels that are making you crazy. I'm hoping, you know, my viewers kind of stick with. So, yeah. So that, I guess, is really the message from Spirit today, is that, you know, take comfort from the fact that even though it's slow, it is changing. The people, the citizens of their countries are actually really starting to get a good grip and a good handle on their power again. They have learned the dangers of relinquishing that power, and they're taking it back, and they're holding tight. And that's brilliant. So, you know, this is a really good time of year to connect with that which is important to you, that which you are blessed with. And I think that all of us have things that we can be grateful for and appreciative of. And I ask my viewers to please keep their thoughts positive. Do not resort to lower energy negative thoughts. Pull back when you need a break and sort of refocus, because nobody should have this holiday season dampened or destroyed or minimized because there are fools in Washington, there are fools in government. This is a time to really count your blessings, because frankly, come January 2nd, it's time for everybody to pull up their big boy and girl panties and get back to work. Okay? So, me and Spirit wish you a wonderful day today, and we wish you time to take the time to recharge. And until next time, take care and be well. We'll see you soon. Bye.